Well, good morning. I am on my second cup of coffee, really. I'm on my second cup of coffee. I got my glasses on today because I started yesterday in the last video to start to look at some of the affirmations that we don't want to say. In other words, we don't want to affirm the negative. We want to affirm the positive. We want to accentuate the positive. We want to eliminate the negative. That's a very old song by Johnny Mercer. Excuse me. That's a very old song by Johnny Mercer, which was accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. In other words, make up your mind, because when you can make up your mind, you won't be giving the universe mixed messages. I want it, I don't want it, I want it, I don't want it, I want it, I don't want it. I'm too fat, I'm not too fat, I'm too thin, I'm not too thin. I mean, you see? What makes you relax? So let's have a couple of more affirmations today, because I think it's important to notice, to be vigilant about the affirmation you're saying. In other words, there's this, my whole business was started basically on the thought that my friend Sandra said when she said, why don't you think about what you're thinking about? Now that is a very profound statement, and she wasn't a Buddhist or anything. She just said, what are you thinking about? Why don't you think about what you're thinking about for just one day? One day, would you give one day, one whole day, to just observe what you're thinking? Because you're on automatic so much of the time. We're on automatic. We are programmed. Our subconscious runs our life. I know you don't want to believe that, but that is true. Your subconscious runs your life. Now you're an entrepreneur. You want to go do the right thing. You want to have a wonderful day. You want to make money. You want to be happy in your job. You want to help other people. You want to be a good trainer, a good coach, a good consultant. You have a small business and you're an entrepreneur in this small business. But it all starts with you. There is nothing out there that's going to make you better. You have to be vigilant not to let in those negative thoughts. So you have to start thinking, was I thinking something negative? We are so programmed we don't even know when we're thinking something negative. This one today, on my affirmation on this particular day, was in May, and it said, create space by giving no time to the judge. Yes, to create space, or it says, create space by giving no time to the judge. In other words, there's this judge. Don't you feel it? Yes. And when you're an entrepreneur, there's nobody here. I'm telling you, there's no lifeguard. And if you give space in your own mind for the judge who judges the customers who didn't buy, the judge who judges the customer who didn't call back, the judge who judges your advertising that it didn't work, or you sent out the ad, somebody answered it, and then when they called, they didn't buy. There are so many things going on in your mind. And when you're an entrepreneur, I'm telling you, there's no help. So you have to help yourself. You have to build your own self-esteem. You have to put a guard at your own door, because otherwise you will not do what is in your own best interest. I want you to do what's in your own best interest. And it's easy to say, let's be positive. No, sometimes it's very difficult to be positive. But I know for sure that you can notice when you're not being positive. Because you know why? You don't feel good. You don't feel good. So in here I wrote, I am open to perfect love, to the force, to allowing things good to happen. I am open to creativity, and I am inspired by you know who. I am inspired. I am inspired. That's such a cool thing to be. Say that affirmation all day today. I am inspired. 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 I'm one of these creative people. I'm so inspired. Everything I do is just an inspired action. Yes, say positive affirmations all day today and be vigilant. Notice when you start to agree with the judge or when you get a bad feeling because the judge in your mind is judging you. That is terrible for an entrepreneur. Instead, write down this affirmation. Ready? I am now open to receiving huge sums of money from expected and unexpected sources, and I deserve it. Yes. Yes. Do that one all day. Have another cup of coffee. Have some eggs. Eat well. Have a good day. Tune in again tomorrow.